Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 171.
171.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by Theme Park Connection in Orlando, Florida.
2 locations. This week they have all sorts of pins on sale and Disneyland 60th merchandise. So
all
check
kinds
that
of
out.
stuff. We were looking on their Facebook page.
That's right.
And PixieVacations.com. It's coming up on to less than 2 months to the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival. My favorite time of year, which everybody probably knows by now. And Pixie can help you get the best deal on your Disney vacation.
Also, our official ticket agency, Maple Leaf Tickets, the best deals on tickets in town. Check them out. We have lots and lots of checking out to do today, starting with the Osborne Lights on what was to be the official last day, January 3rd.
Well, January 3rd was supposed to be the official last day, and on January 3rd, they said that it would extend
to the 6th.
Till the 6th. It was raining that day, really all night it rained, but not too bad. It was just kind of little,
on and off. It was steady, though.
It was steady. And we did a dinner package.
Right. We're going to be talking all about the dinner package, but I love these pictures. I call it reflections on the Osborne Lights, and it's really nice. I'm glad it didn't end this day, though. It was nice that the day it really ended, we'll get into that later also, on the 6th, it was a cool, wintry day here in Florida, but not rainy.
Right, and this was, we've had some cooler weather. We didn't have any cooler weather really until last week, so it's been kind of nice.
But this day it was actually pretty cold on the 3rd.
It was cold.
So we certainly could use the warm mistletoe drinks. There were 4 drinks that you could get at this. This is the dinner party. It cost about $100.
Right. I think it was like $99. Yep.
And it had the this bar here with assorted alcoholic beverages or regular, whatever you wanted, and a full dinner, and you got a nice little treat on the way out.
Well, there was a small gift, and we got to meet somebody, and that was. The meeting of somebody was the biggest deal of the whole event.
Unfortunately, because of the rain, though, they held it in the Studio Catering Company, and it wasn't quite the same effect as it would have been had we had it right, under the lights, under the big globe there. So, but Disney cannot control the weather certainly. So this is what we had.
Right. The biggest issue with it is we had a couple of single friends, and then us and another couple, and nobody could sit together because they had assigned seating. So, I wouldn't, if they were going to do this again, I would say don't do it unless, maybe you have 3 or 4 people in your party. Well, the small
print said, and I printed this out, it did say originally that it was open seating. So this non-open seating happened after. So something to look into, certainly. But the food was very good. I enjoyed the food, especially like this. This was the turkey. Carved turkey.
Well,
yum.
I always love carved turkey.
So that was probably nice. My favorite part. I should also mention they did have the decorations that would have been in the outside area. You could see Donald right there. So they just pretty much moved all of the
everything
inside. But now we're going to look at the desserts. We did not get to try this. What do you remember what this was?
Well, it's not that we didn't get to try. When you have so many desserts, you can only try a little
full.
bit, right? And
even we have our limitations.
There was like apple pie, and then I think some kind of a cookie crumble. And there's Daisy, and they had macarons.
Oh, the macarons were
pretty
great.
Good.
I think that was my downfall.
Oh, I only had one.
No, so I tried every. So when I was picking them out, a regular guest next to me, she's like, "Well, you need to have a green one, and you should try a red one." So by the time I left, I ended up with all of them, and I didn't want them to go to waste. That was my problem.
I had a chocolate one, I think.
Oh, here was the best part of the whole night, though. The gift. This is a great gift. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at it right now. This was not the best part
of the whole night.
Well, you'll see what I'm talking about soon, but it's hung up right here. I could see it in our office, and it's Mitzi Osborne who attended the party with the whole family, with Breezy and everybody, and she decided on her own to just greet everybody. Yeah, she just decided to greet everybody, and she ended up signing all of whoever wanted it to all the gifts. We had a signature. It was really nice.
I thought, and she went through the whole line.
She waited until everybody got an autograph that
I
wanted
thought
one.
That was very nice.
And she didn't have to do that. That was just, a nice gesture to do.
That was nice.
So again, it was a bit of a rainy night, but here you go. You had your Feliz Navidad dancing going on there.
Well, the cast members, I don't know if it was like last year when they they started that? Where
No. That, you know who started that?
No.
Banks told me the year he worked there, that's when it started.
I didn't even notice it till like
Something
last
like
year.
2007.
See, it's hard to, like last year I was like, oh, look at the dancers.
It's called the Cupid Shuffle, by the way.
I don't know anything
That's
about
the official name
I know
of the
nothing
dance.
about dances, like
Right.
nothing.
Well, that's for the best.
Okay.
That's for the best. Anyway, so we'll be back. We will be back and talk about the final night. But while we were there on the 3rd, it was still Christmas time, and they had this really cool dance party with all these characters you don't normally see, like Bolt here.
Right? I mean, we never see Bolt. Like, Bolt
It's
never
been
comes
years.
out.
We
Yeah.
have seen him. He's the Kit Fisto of dog characters.
Not too often, but they had I think they had about 8 characters each
Mr.
evening.
Hood. Even Mr.
Yes.
Hood. Robin Hood is out there himself.
They're in their costumes, which means everybody gets a scarf.
Yes. Well, we saw him on the 6th again, and the only change was no scarf. So that's quick and easy, isn't it? But he was great. I enjoyed watching Mr. Hood there.
And not all the characters were rare. Some of them were, but then you have the White Rabbit here, and we see him at the Magic Kingdom.
Not in his Christmas attire.
Not in his scarf, no.
I don't know what he's trying to do.
And not dancing. Like, we almost never see him dance.
Now, speaking of dancing, this was the dance master of all here, Sebastian the Crab, again in his Christmas attire.
Well, the funny part was, like, now, when I took a little clip of it, there was a big circle of people. I don't know that this was the time, because I don't
it was
see the
close
circle.
to the circle will happen in just a second.
And nobody was coming in at that time. There it is.
They were afraid. They were afraid because he's got these big, long arms there, and nobody probably wants to get
He actually
whacked.
came over to me at one point and spun me.
Yes.
So, but
He was
nobody
great.
was coming out here, but he was so fun to watch.
Oh, yeah, he was a blast. I enjoyed that thoroughly. And it turns out this is a continuing event. They've just changed the theme. It's now called Adventure Happens Here. And, the characters there is Chip. Chip and Dale are there among some other characters.
Rescue Rangers.
His Rescue Rangers look there.
And I think it was Holidays Happen Here or something.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
So,
Holidays
they
Happen
changed
Here.
it. So maybe, there'll be another season and they'll continue with
there's
that.
Dale with his Hawaiian shirt with his Rescue Rangers look. I love it. I think it's great. It's a great chance to bring some characters you don't normally see out. I think
Like Chip and Dale.
Well, no, in this attire.
I
I don't
know.
even remember the last time I saw them
It's
in
been
their
a while.
Rescue Rangers attire. So, yeah, it's great. And here they come. They're all coming here, and now they've changed out of their winter holiday garb, and they are just normal. So, unbelievable.
Yes.
3 days later.
They took off their scarves, so...
And as a bonus, you have Aladdin there, who was not there the night of
Not
the 3rd.
Aladdin, Genie.
I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say.
Yes, I know.
Of course, it's the
I call
Genie.
him. I'm sure I call him that too.
And like this girl here, she is a Disney employee. There's a bunch of dancers that are sort of themed also.
Cast members,
Well, they're
yes.
dancers though. Now this again is the real final night on the 6th, and I was in this mob of billions of people
I
here
wasn't.
waiting for lights on, and look at this crowd. And it's funny because you were tweeting how empty it was because you were under the canopy.
Well, I said where I was empty, which was like this area, I guess, was packed, but I couldn't even tell that from where I was. I mean, it was very empty, which was nice.
And it's lights on for the last time. And they even had a little dog there. So that was, how cool is that? And again, the Osborne Lights, we are going to be so sad next year when it really, really hits us that it is over forever. I just love the Osborne Lights. We've been going for the full 20 years of the run. And just so many memories, just an incredible amount of memories there. So it was a great night, though, right?
Oh, I thought it looks very crowded here, but once everybody sort of dispersed, if you visited at all, like at the beginning of December, it felt much more crowded at that time. So this was very nice.
This was part of it that was quite interesting. About about maybe 2 hours into the lights, all of a sudden, if you didn't know what was going to happen, bam, Star Wars happens.
Well, we knew it was happening, and I think a lot of guests knew that they could watch a fireworks here.
And that's not snow, by the way. That's ash coming down. You are close to the fireworks. It was really cool to see the Star Wars fireworks. And it's kind of ironic that it almost looks like Star Wars is attacking the Osborne Lights because that's kind of what's happening. Star Wars is taking over the area, I guess. So it was really neat to watch it there. Again,
but I don't
super
like,
loud.
you can see that the lights went out. And
Not fully, though.
Well, but it's
They
still
dimmed.
dim.
They dimmed a little bit.
So, well, the Peace on Earth totally went out, and then this dimmed a lot. It would have been nice if everything had stayed lit because I was trying to get pictures. But at least I was able to get a few.
But it was kind of funny, too, because it was there was a nice, soothing Christmas song, and all of a sudden, boom, the Star Wars thing just took over, and with no warning. So it was, if you didn't know, it was quite comical. It almost looks like an attack again. Look at all this fireworks.
Where we were, they actually had everybody move back so that you weren't in the fallout area.
I think we were still getting a little fallout.
We were right on that edge. Like, we were supposed to be under Merry Christmas, but not everybody went under it, so we were just kind of on that edge.
Very cool, though. I did enjoy that. And what I especially enjoyed about this night was all the nice people that we met. Friends, old friends, new friends. Just really nice. We spent most of the time talking. Mm-hmm. This area here, because of the whole Fallout thing, was completely empty for about 10 to 15 minutes after the fireworks. So I thought it was kind of nice to see a fully empty, and the rest of it was packed.
And for at least a half hour, maybe 45 minutes at least before the fireworks. So at least an hour this area was empty.
Which the bathroom that we like to go to is back there, so yes. We had to plan accordingly, didn't we?
Well, that was okay.
But again, a great send-off. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually play the official ending. So this is what it was like on the very end of the Osborne Lights, the moment on the 6th. So do you have any last words before it kicks in?
No.
Did you enjoy do you think it was a good send-off?
Yes, I thought it was very nice, but we saw the same type of send-off on the 3rd.
Well, weird. Here we go.
And now, as this holiday season draws to a close, we want to thank the Osborne family for sharing their beautiful display with us all.
The lights have created so many wonderful holiday memories over the past 20 years. May the Osborne family's spectacle of dancing lights shine in our hearts for years to come.
Now it's time to say goodbye to our company. Get my seat.
Real soon. Why? Because we like you.
So that was it. A fitting send-off. It was kind of interesting to hear the crowd sort of moan when the lights got bright, the go home lights.
I didn't even notice those lights come back on.
And the switch is still on, by the way. They have a problem there, so eventually a tech came and put the switch down and closed the door, but I missed that, of course. And this was interesting, all the cast members sort of walking everybody out, and I encouraged them to do the Cupid Shuffle one last time, and they actually did it. How cool was that?
That was nice.
So everybody, it was sad, but people were trying to have a good time. So it was very bittersweet for me.
Well, it wasn't really sweet. It was mostly, this is very sad. So
hopefully it'll come back in some form.
Even if it's at Universal Studios or something.
Yeah, anywhere. SeaWorld. Okay, we'll take it wherever it ends up.
Yes.
So
it may end up nowhere, but
yes.
It would be nice if somebody took it.
I hope so. I would love to see it again, anywhere it goes. Now we're going to go off to Disney Springs to check out the Galactic Outpost.
Star Wars Galactic Outpost.
Star Wars, yes. Again, we're staying in the theme. Star Wars takes over another place. This was D Street, the Vinylmation shop.
Right, and for a few years, it was very popular, all the Vinylmations, and all of a sudden, like over a year ago, it was like they started kind of
I think the Vinylmations kind of fell out of favor, sort of like those Beanie Babies or what they said about the Burgermeister. Fell out of favor.
We have friends who love them, though, so...
I still like them. I mean, we have some.
We're not big collectors. I think we have like 10.
Yeah.
That's a good
10
amount.
good ones.
It's a good amount.
Anything more than 2 is a collection, I think. Anyway, so you can see they've rethemed the shop. They used to have a lot of old Adventurers Club items. Most of those have sort of gone away.
As far as decorations.
Decor. Yeah, I'm talking
Right.
about just strictly decor.
Like
that's from the New York Disney store, the original Disney store in
And
New York
that's
City.
one of the only, I don't want to say it's one of the only things still here because it's not, but they've changed quite a bit. And like right here, you have the Star Wars over some of the original, like Mickey artwork.
Yeah,
and,
I kind of think it's funny that they just put the posters over the artwork.
well, I guess they didn't want to get rid of the artwork, which is sort of a good sign. They're okay to maybe bring it back later.
Don't
as it
hang
was.
anything off this pipe. I love that they kept that joke in there. But it's a very popular store. This was one of the first days that it was opened, and there was no one in there. It was very early. It was actually before this store should have opened. We just happened to be in the area really early that day for some reason. Every other time we went in there, it was absolutely jam-packed.
Well, especially, I mean, the Star Wars stuff wasn't as popular until obviously after the movie happened, and all of a sudden then everything is so busy.
Right.
So,
well, this was maybe
yeah.
1 or 2 days before. I think 2 days before the movie opened.
Okay, so it's been a little while.
It's
I mean,
been a
this
while.
isn't.
Took
this
us a while
isn't
to get around to putting
talking about it because
That's
there's
right.
been so much.
You know what I didn't see in this store?
Marvel.
No, interactive talking Yoda,
Oh,
which
no.
you got me for Christmas. One of my favorite Christmas gifts. They should have a Yoda welcoming guests. That would have
like
made the
that
store.
Yoda, and we got a good deal on Walmart.
Well, we discovered it by going to I think it was at Hollywood Studios.
It was, yes.
Yeah,
it was at Watto's Grotto.
Right. If we hadn't have gone to Watto's Grotto, I wouldn't have a awesome interactive Yoda. So
He's cute.
he is cute. Thank you for
You're
that
welcome.
awesome gift. So anyway, enough of the D Street. Now we're going to go to the Sugar Factory. Just what we need.
And this is at iDrive 360,
Mm-hmm.
and I have never been to a sugar factory before. And the one thing about it is that it's not like all sugar. You know, you can actually eat healthy at the sugar factory because they actually have like regular food, a lot of different items.
Right.
So that was nice. We did a sampling with other bloggers and others from the area.
So we're going to take a look at some of that food in just a minute. We're kind of getting a look at the restaurant itself. It's officially open now, by the way. This is before it was opened, and here we go. Here are some of the food items.
Well, I didn't write them all down, but there's like chicken and waffles, and they have a pasta dish, and then there's a crepe with berries.
That's the crepe right there. Yeah.
Right, and then we didn't try
cheese
every
balls.
Items. Right, we didn't
wanted
try
those cheese balls.
We tried, but they didn't get everything to us. But the red velvet pancakes were very good, and then they had a meatballs. And
The
actually,
chicken was your favorite.
My favorite was
chicken. That was really good.
My favorite of everything they had was the grilled chicken. They have a massive menu. It includes also these goblets, which include like a Mai Tai and then other signature drinks that you could have like 3 or 4 people share. So the one thing about the Sugar Factory, they have them like Los Angeles and Las Vegas.
Vegas is a big one, I guess.
Well, that's what I understand. And so they only have one room. So if you're going to have a party or something, it's just the one room.
Now this is what we need. This nice healthy dessert here. What is the name of this thing?
This is the King Kong Sundae. Like we didn't try any of that. Nobody. I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody
about
tried it. But this is like $99. It includes, I think it's like 24 scoops of ice cream, as well as
it puts
all,
the kitchen sink to shame.
and all kinds of other stuff in it, like so much other stuff. So you really want. They say 12 people, but that's 12 people having 2 scoops of ice cream each, and then whatever in addition that they want off of it.
Right. I think they did offer it to us, but everybody was so full at that point that nobody took them up on the King Kong. This is the gift shop. Very interesting layout here in the gift shop. Also, you can get candy. You can get bags and fill them up with candy. You know how they weigh them, and we got to try some of that as well.
It's very interesting, and they have like vintage look items. They have like 80s candy mix, and they have apparel. They have what I call a Pez and Playboy corner. They have a very small amount of Playboy stuff, which I'm sure in Las Vegas is probably way bigger. But then they have like nearby frozen, Elsa Pez's.
We will see that very shortly. It was too
and,
comical to not see. But I like the gummy. Their gummy selection was great. Remember that giant gummy snake?
Oh, right. Yeah, in the bulk candy area.
You kept pulling it out and it wouldn't stop. It was like 5
like a
feet
2
long.
foot. Oh, there's
here's the Playboy stuff, and it's not that big of a deal. And then you kind of take a look around the corner, and here you go. It's all the Disney princesses. So
Hello Kitty.
It is kind of comical to see the transition there.
And then Darth Vader Vader.
This reminds me of something you'd see in Japan. I'm thinking, when you go into one of those shops where just everything is everywhere with no rhyme or reason.
Right,
so.
and you have an area with big items, like you have the big Pocky. You can find Pocky over at Japan in Epcot. So like there, it's really big. Then you have your Darth Vader popping candy and your
Minions fart gun. Everyone should have one.
I mean, there's like so many different items. So, but the nice thing is, like, if you go there and you're not looking to have a ton of sweet stuff, you can do that too. Again, my favorite stuff was a grilled chicken.
Well, it seems to be a celebrity kind of endorsed place.
Well, they do. Like, if you look online, I mean, they have pictures with like not every celebrity, but a lot of celebrities.
Well, anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed our visit to the Sugar Factory, and I'm sure we'll go back and actually try a real sit-down meal there.
And this is close, right next to the Orlando Eye. You have Madame Tussauds and the Orlando Eye and all that.
And now we're at the Magic Kingdom.
We were here to get haircuts, but also to celebrate Jeff's birthday a few days earlier. It's on the 8th, but we won't be there on the 8th, so we went to go meet Mickey Mouse, which is one of Jeff's favorite things to do on his birthday.
I sure am glad you came to see me.
Of course, I wouldn't miss it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday from Mickey Mouse.
Hey.
Happy birthday to you.
Yay.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much, Mickey.
Come back soon. See ya.
It does not get better than that. How
He loves
awesome.
that.
I do love that. That is tremendous. And we got to say goodbye to the Christmas decorations one last time. And you know what?
That's another show.
That's another show.
So
Unbelievable.
That will be it for holidays for us until towards the end of the year.
That's right.
Thanks to Pixie Vacations, our travel sponsor.
Yes, and Maple Leaf Tickets, our official ticket agency, and Theme Park Connection, our original sponsor. Big doings next week. We're going to have big show, big surprises. Stay tuned. Thanks again for listening and watching, everyone, and have a great week.
Have a great week.